Mr. Elder.
Here.
Mr. Wicker.
Here.
Mr. Bishop. Here. Mr. Masters.
Here.
Mr. Quayle.
Here.
All present, Judge.
I would like to take a moment of silence for a couple members of our community that passed away, Mr. Lambert Livers and Mr. Leroy Powell. Thank you all very much. First item on the agenda is to consider approval of minutes.
Motion.
Previous meeting held Thursday, September 15th.
Mr. Elder. Yes. Mr. Bishop. Yes. Mr. Masters.
Yes.
Mr. Wicker.
Yes.
Mr. Quayle.
Yes.
Second item on the agenda is Ms. Robin Humphreys with Kentucky Classic Arts.
Gentlemen, thank you for having me back again. I took Mr. Masters and Mr. Caldwell's advice and came back to see you again. Last time I was here in June, and I gave us $10,300 to do our work at Center Square. And some of you did not have any money in your general fund, so I'm here to request additional funding. And what I brought you today, last time I was here, I think I brought you our financial statements of everything we've done in the last couple of years. This is actually the financial data that we turned into the IRS. We do have our 501c3 that came in last month, so we're very excited about that. And what we did for the first year, while we were waiting on that to come through, we took the initial funding that we got. This court gave us $15,000, tourism $15,000, economic development through Maker's Mark another $15,000, and then we raised the rest of our funding ourselves. We are still working into our second year. We'll be into our, through January on that initial funding. And we did that and didn't ask for any more through 2016 because we wanted to get our 501c3 first. We are now working into 2017. We're ready for the next. And you can see on this front page the first current tax year then is 2015, what we worked on. We actually raised $51,250. That was with the court's contribution as well as other smaller donations from bodies like the Marion County Arts and Humanities Council, the Lynn Foundation, and different businesses that gave small amounts towards what we were doing. Our projection for this next year is to raise $60,000 in grants and contributions, and you can see down to the bottom, I guess line 13 says that our total revenue we're looking at would be 170, well, if we go to the second one, 130,000. And what that would go is in our salaries and wages. We just did hire an education director part-time, which is Mr. Jason Morrow. With the new reporter, his wife, Emily, has come on board part-time to work with us with kids. She's doing a children's theater camp, Aesop's Fables, this week, and is doing a fabulous job with the children. Come see it Friday and Saturday. It's going to be super, super cute. But that is $33,000 for salaries, other expenses, and then $40,000 in professional fees and $40,000 for other services. And I think those were outlined in the thing that I gave, the papers I gave you last time. So we're looking at total expenses of $116,000 this year. We're projecting that we should be able to raise $130,000 both through grants and through ticket sales. You can see there's a difference of about $14,000 there. I like to leave a cushion in the event that we don't raise any money on ticket sales because it's always, it's always a guess. There's times that we do events and we'll make several $1,000s on events, or there's times when we'll do things like 1964 The Tribute, which is awesome, but the expense of that band coming in, paying their hotels, paying their meals, all that, we ended up making maybe $120 on that event. So when we make $120 on an event, we're not gonna meet our budget. So that's why we need the help of bodies like this. Do you have any questions for me on any of this, of what's coming up, our projected schedule? You can see on the next page is what's currently going on in the building, the different days, and what hours the office is technically open, which means somebody is sitting in the office that can answer a phone, and we're working on paperwork and then the different programs that are going on. My goal is to have the building open 6 days a week, and it is open at this time 6 days a week. Everything's going on. We're not quite up to the hours that I'd like to see happening in there, but we're working on it.
All right. That's good.
I know the previous year we had given we said 10,300 out of each one of us' money. The year before that, we had given 15,000 out of contributions, so that leaves about a $4,700 balance that could possibly go out of contributions. Is that kind of what we were looking at?
Well, actually, I think,
What I was suggesting we might do.
yeah, I think that if we're going to, I think that we need to, because obviously, through the success that Ms. Humphries and her supporters have provided for the arts, it seems to be continuing growing and so forth, so I think it's something that we need to look at from a standpoint of the contributions line item. One question I've got real quick. What would you say, for example, for the calendar year, how many people came to see a production or to participate in?
In 2015, there were over 20,000 people in the building. Now, that's not necessarily seeing a production, buying a ticket, but that's with people in the building, either for lessons, voice lessons, piano lessons, dance lessons, or to come to a rehearsal. I think our ticket sales were probably about 7,000 in ticket sales, but we also do school performances as well. So like for Best Christmas Pageant Ever, we did 6 school performances. So we had almost 1,900 children just for that one show in the building to see Best Christmas Pageant Ever. And we had schools from Campbellsville, a lot of schools from Marion County, 2 schools from Campbellsville, I had schools from Greensburg calling to come to that production and turn away. So I'd have to go back, but those students that came to those productions, the 1,900 that came to see Best Christmas Pageant Ever would be included in that 20,000. I think it was 20,158, I think, is the number of people who were in the building last year. And again, that was in 2015. So. And
how's this year compared to that in regards to?
I don't have my numbers
Just
yet.
Ballpark. I mean, it's close or?
You think it'd be better, higher?
Yeah, it should
Close.
be higher. It should be higher, yeah, or at least close. We're doing more and more activities, so it's got, the number has to be higher.
Well, and the reason I ask, because I think that's something that everyone needs to understand, because unless you've gone to an event or participated, or then a lot of people don't understand exactly just how how many people across our community, as well as other areas, counties travel in here to see the productions and participate. So those numbers are amazing. So I think that as you move forward, that's key information that you can document for justification. Okay, so.
I've got some graphs. We did a graph for the Center Square Foundation Board and for City Hall. If you guys want copies of that, I'd be glad to send it to you for 2015.
If you don't mind, if you could email it to the judge, that'd be great.
It'd be
But
nice.
I'd make a motion to provide the $15,000 out of the contributions line item.
Actually, just 4,700 to get it to the 15 is what.
Yes.
Is where we're at.
Will that put us on? You can give us 15 for 2007 and that 10 for 2016, which we put in 2016.
I like the way you think.
That's the way I think. And if the court would like to add it as a line item in your contributions on a yearly basis, we would love that.
Well, our upcoming budget, we'll be discussing that, so, yeah.
We can understand you and love it, okay?
Well, part of this is
I understand, it's a great thing, I'm not being critical, it's a great thing.
It is.
I'm just,
I keep telling tourism the same thing too. To me, it's an institution in the town by this time. It's something we need, it's something we want, and it can only continue to grow. None of the counties anywhere around us have anything like this building that has the potential for our dance program that's going on. I've been talking with Kentucky Ballet Theater about possibly doing an extension down here of their dance program. We do have dance classes going on right now, but we have, space for that for the Arts Center. There's several other things that we're working on that would just continue to grow the values of that building to the community.
So,
I think your drive and ambition is admirable and to be
just
rewarded.
another quick question. How much does from a financial standpoint, how much does the tourism give you on an annual basis?
Tourism gave us $15,000 in 2015.
Right, which is what we
They
gave.
just renewed that. I'm not sure if it's coming out of their 2016 budget. It's October. Isn't
Right.
that crazy? 2017 will be here in no time. So we raised no money in 2016. That's what I'm saying. We are still working on, we did not do any hiring until we got our 501c3. I'm still part-time. I'm only supposed to be 25 hours a week. I'm at I'm up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I was writing a script for ASOPs today and for our Christmas play. And I work at home from usually 6 to 9. I have breakfast and I'm there. I've been there till 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, every night this week so far, because we have children's classes going on and we have dance classes. It's wild.
Sounds
So
good.
we need, I would love to back off and be able to continue, to keep good people in there.
Thank you very much, Rob.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Mr. Elliott?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Bishop? Yes. Mr. Quayle?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker? Unanimous.
We have another guest here today. Katie from the Lebanon Enterprise is here to talk about the NIE program, which is Newspapers in Education.
Hello, I've made on your own desks the blue copies and the white. Blue's the same thing I brought you all last year, it's just a recap of the program, newspapers and education. Teachers can request newspapers to be used in their curriculum through the classroom, and that just kind of gives us information again. Last year I came to you gentlemen, and you actually donated $1,211.18 to this. That rounded out everything we did last year. This year, every single person but one that donated last year has donated again. I'm still waiting to hear from that individual, and we've got more people. So I'm coming to you again for newspapers and education, but it's literally half of what I asked you last year, and I'm still waiting to hear back from a few.
Katie,
So-
that is awesome.
So
Great.
I'm really
Heck,
trying.
give
Can we
that girl
go
a
into
hand.
next year and get half of half?
I'm trying. I'm
Katie,
trying my best. I'm
I'm
still
tell-
working on that.
You
This
need-
year we have 246 copies that are going out to the schools right now. On the flip side of that, Last Cop has actually asked for 175 more copies. They asked for 225 copies total. I told them, I can't give you that. That's $2,250 just
Right.
for that one school. I was like, you know, what I can do is we'll start you with 50 copies. The way they wanted to do it was they had 9 full classrooms they wanted it. How they're doing it right now is they're sharing them. They've got 50 copies coming to this school. I told them I will try to get the full funding, and then anything from that, it's $52.50 a week. So maybe we can get $52.50 for these students to get all those newspapers for like election week. Something that's really going to impact them and impact their, you know, they're really going to be working on these things in school. So the grand total for this year was $2,214. If all my commitments come in that I've heard from, we need $654 to finish it up. I'm
Katie,
still waiting to hear from Kiwanis Club. I'm still waiting to hear from Lions Club, which they're on here, but a member has told me that they have voted on it. I haven't heard from them specifically, so I'm not counting that in my
right.
total money per se. But I'm still waiting to hear from Pat's Pharmacy. He donated a classroom last year, so, you know, maybe, maybe not, who knows? I'm waiting to hear back from 2 factories. I'm still waiting to get on the agenda for Rotary. So I have high hopes that we can still get a lot of this covered, but at the same time, I want this 654 covered no matter where I have to get it. But I'm still going to keep trying to get glass copies, extra copies as well.
Let me say this, Katie, if everyone made the attempt that you did, I mean, seriously, would you guys agree?
I agree.
It's amazing, and we greatly appreciate it. And
I'm trying to get it from everywhere.
well, it's, number one, it's
Spread it out.
number one, it's a tremendous program, okay? Number two is that personally, when I see someone like yourself that goes out and hustles and tries to do the right thing, it's a wonderful thing. So I'd like to make a motion to approve the $654.
Second.
Great.
Thank you very
You
much.
guys are fabulous. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie.
Mr. Elliott?
Yes.
Mr. Bishop?
Yes.
Mr. Masterson?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Keep up the good work.
Thank you guys so much.
All right. Item number 4 on the agenda is consider approval of the Followell and McCauley dump sites and to approve the resolution.
Motion.
Mr. Masterson?
Yes.
Mr. Bishop? Yes. Mr. Quayle? Yes. Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Elliott?
Yes.
Unanimous.
Item number 5 is consider approval of the donation to the Lebanon Main Street Committee for Dickens Christmas. That's something that we've done over the past several years.
Motion. Second. Mr. Bishop?
Yes.
Mr. Quayle?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Masterson?
Yes.
Mr. Elliott?
Yes.
Unanimous.
What is that annual? Okay, that's what I thought. Just make sure. Thank you.
Item number 6, consider approval for a pauper funeral.
Motion. Second.
Mr. Elliott?
Yes.
Mr. Bishop? Mr. Masterson?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Quayle? Yes. Unanimous.
Item number 7 is consider approval of purchase of a surplus ambulance from Nelson County. Robbie, you want to say a few words about the ambulance?
It's, what is one of the bigger ambulances like we run. They got it and their people just don't like it. It needs some things that need to stop in the back in there to the money we might spend on it. I don't anticipate us being on the road, all of our stuff in it for about 10 to 12 hours.
Motion, quick.
Well, let me ask you a question on that. You've taken the vehicle, and what year is it?
It's a 07.
How many miles does it have on it?
I'm going to think about 116 now.
And you've actually taken it out?
Yeah, I
And,
had it all day one day. Me and David, I took it. I know what the problem is with it because we've had it done.
Okay. So you've had it checked out, and you know what the issue is? I mean, it's a tremendous price on the vehicle, and of course, we can afford to put some money into it. My main concern was just making sure that it had been through an inspection process before we actually.
You let the mechanic look at it too, didn't you?
Tommy and Trapper look at it. We, like I said, 99% sure, of course, it might be something we don't see, but we're 99% sure we can have on road. Really.
And with that being said, too, I think that's something the court might want to look at. And I know it's tough, okay, but as we move forward, it would be nice if we could figure out some type of rotation. I know we've been very fortunate in finding these vehicles. As you know, they're very difficult to find now, okay, because so many people have consumed them. But I guess my point here is that we have the funding for new sanitation trucks. We have the funding for new dump trucks. We have the funding for a lot of things, okay? I would like to see the court, if there's any way to figure out a way, whether it be through a rotation process, through a lease purchase process, some type of process that we could start putting in a new EMS unit into our fleet, okay? Because, again, when we need to purchase a new vehicle of some other type for a department, never seem to have an issue, okay? And I can't imagine, they're all important, but I can't imagine any vehicle any more important than an EMS unit.
Part of that is, we keep, like, this is 97, you say?
No,
I'm
sir.
gonna say 07, it's still 9 years old, almost 10.
Yeah.
Whenever you buy those kinds of equipment, your fleet gets old in a hurry. At
With
some
it,
point in
yeah.
time, your fleet is just old.
And that's a
Then you
good
get hit
point.
by a major leak. So what you're saying is a good idea. If we can get a rotation of some sort where we can do what we have to do.
Well,
So when we started buying it, let me say we were in a Ford and stuff, they're getting better, even with the big trucks, with the emissions problems. That's the reason why we were buying it,
right.
because the new stuff that were coming out, it wouldn't run. We got one down there that 08 we bought, and we've had more trouble out of it than anything we got, keeping it going, because emissions, that's what, it just chokes them to death, they won't run. I think they finally got it figured out with the urea or whatever it is you put in them now to keep it going. Fine.
Well, Master summarizes it very well, that you're correct. When we're buying the equipment we're buying, it gets old quick. That's a very valid point. So I guess what I'm saying, Mr. Turner, we'll leave it up to you to remind us in this upcoming budget, when we come to our new budget, to sit down, and if you can go ahead and get us some budget, at that time, have some budgetary figures on whether it be a purchase. We'd also like to look at lease options, okay, then, what type of rate we're looking at and so forth. Because if we start a rotation, I think long-term, it's going to be better off for us, okay? So,
What is the life of one new, if it's a good unit?
we used to keep those things forever. I can remember in the old days, we used to keep them forever, but,
Yeah, we was making 800-900 runs a year, we're probably gonna do 3,000 this year.
yeah.
But how many units you have when you do 900? You've got more units, don't you, or not?
Well, no, we've got the same number, really.
Well, let me ask you, so what would you project? I mean, I know counties that I know some counties that rotate them every 4 years. I know some counties that rotate them every 8, and I know some that rotate them every 10 to 12. So,
We had 5 units is what we had, and that's honestly what we need. Like this morning, I came in at 8 o'clock, and we had 3 trucks out. It's one automated run, and the two crews that come on, they're all running, so me and another person that was there was covering her fourth truck. I mean, so, and you don't, if I knew when all that was gonna hit with staff and these geniuses, but guess what? You don't ever know.
So you didn't answer it's kind of remind me of the presidential election, the spin there.
It's
Did you
like a
notice that?
debate, but he didn't mention Trump or Hillary, but
Yeah, I don't
he said
know.
everything else.
He was one of them, because boy, he started in a circle and never came back to you, did he?
You can figure it this way, if you buy a new unit every 3 years, you got 5 units, that means you're 15 years old, and take it off the road.
Right, so you're saying you're saying replace one of the old units every 3 years. Okay, well, that's a start, okay? That's a
Well,
start. But we'd have
that
to-
sounds great, but I can't visualize waiting 15 years to replace that last unit.
Yeah,
Well-
there's no way.
Well, actually, yeah,
Probably need
see,
to
that's,
budget for
that's
one
the
each.
problem.
Theoretically, that
Next
sounds
5
good,
years.
but let's put that
Sounds
last
good,
unit.
but yeah, you're
Get your
right.
rotation started.
But let me say this too, and I'll tell you what was happening, court was buying a new ambulance, we had about one every 3 to 4 years. And this is a good thing, you had a new truck, of course, it got put up front, and it got running in dirt. So when it come time to take that truck and rotate it back, it was wore out. So you had another new truck, the 4 behind it were wore out, which means I wouldn't want to take it out of town. So instead of doing it now, we rotate trucks every day. Or not every day, every week. So we've got 5 trucks. A truck works 2 weeks, it's off 3. And that's been average, the mileage, that way you spread it out and not just run one in the dirt. It don't do no good to have a new truck, and then it goes in the shop, and you're scared to use anything behind it, because you know if it's gonna stay on the road or not.
Well,
Well, we can figure all that out.
yeah, we'll figure it out, but what about your recording device down there? Were you gonna bring that up?
Yeah, it's on later on.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's on.
But anyway, let us know on that.
Got a motion.
Do we vote? Second.
Ready to vote? Mr. Wade?
Yes.
Mr. Bishop?
Yes.
Williams? Yes. Mr. Motion?
Yes.
Mr. Evans?
Yes.
Unanimous.
Item number 8, consider approval of affirmative action non-discrimination policy, section 504.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Mr. Evans?
Yes.
Mr. Motion?
Yes.
Mr. Wood?
Yes.
Mr. Bishop?
Yes.
Mr. Wade? Unanimous.